Good evening, everyone, and Merry Christmas to everyone. So, let me see a lot of Merry Christmas. I hope this session is going to be wonderful and exciting for all of you. And before I go ahead, let me introduce myself. I am Anand. I have done my BTech from IIT Roorkee in 2005. So, it's long back. And after that, I had a wonderful 12 to 13 years of teaching history, wherein I started two ventures. One was by the name Laksh, which I started in 2006, way back in a very small town called Barnala, but very soon located to Patiala and then lot of centers in Punjab. And the second venture is where you are today, is Vedantu, which we started way back in 2012-13 and launched the current version in 2015. So last 2 to 3 years we have been working online, and there are certain reasons definitely because lot of I have seen a lot of my best teachers. They never wanted to reach or relocate to smaller towns, and because of that, we felt that technology is the solution, and we started Vedantu, wherein teachers like us, teachers like Namo sir, teachers like Pulkit sir, Vamsi sir, they can actually reach to the nooks and corners of the country and reach out to all of you. And sitting at the comfort of your home, you can actually get the best out of everything, right? So this is why we started Vedantu, and obviously I have myself mentored lot of students, and I've seen lot of chat that students who have struggled in 11th, who feel that they have not done anything in 11th, and also seen them getting into a IIT with a very good rank. I have seen students who were very good, who got All India rank 1 last year, Sarvesh. Before that, I have been fortunate to teach lot of top 10 ranks, and my forte has been to ensure that I understand your potential and make sure that at the end of 2 years or 3 years of your preparation, if you start from 10th standard, you reach to your potential. तो ये काम किया है मैंने पिछले 12-13 सालों में, और मुझे लगता है कि आज का सेशन इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी एक्साइटिंग. And I would not waste much of a time because this session is going to be at max 30 minutes, and where I will talk about little bit about journey, little about what you should be doing, because in this point of time when you are in 11th standard and you are going to move to 12th standard, there are a lot of things I believe that you should do, and there are a lot of things that you should not do. And today in next half an hour I'm going to cover a lot of points which students commit mistake. So are you guys excited? If you are, let me just see yo in the chat box, and then we'll proceed ahead. So guys, looking at the chat now. And yeah, I can see a lot of chat, yo. Yeah, great guys. And thank you for all this. And this will be available, Anil, on YouTube as well. So definitely don't worry, all of you can actually watch it on YouTube, but here I will try to cover it in just half an hour time. Now let's move ahead, guys, and what I will do in minutes of time is going to definitely I will try to switch to the webcam, and here yeah, so now here in the screen I have actually taken a very competitive score which you can do, because I have been guiding students that they can score 180 plus in 1 month preparation in when they are in 12th standard. So 250 is not a very daunting task, and I feel it is very much achievable whether you have done your 11th or not. Whether you have done, if you have done good, then definitely 300 and 350 plus is also achievable. But if you have not done good, this webinar is definitely going to help you to score 250 plus in next 10 to 12 months, because next year also in January you will have your JEE Mains, and this 12 months of preparation is going to change your life. And definitely I have certain points which, based on my experience, can tell you that if followed properly and diligently, will definitely yield at least a minimum of 250, right? So let's see exactly what are those points. So I will just move ahead and talk about the first step. The first step is, it looks very cliche, but what is this first step? You have to revise your class 11th properly. Now, why I'm saying is that in my experience, 15 lakh students appear in JEE Main, and by the end of 11th, 90% of the students, they give up their hope and they feel that they don't know anything. They have totally, wasted their entire 11th. And because of that, when they enter 12th, they just feel that we have to focus on boards. And what happens at the end of 12th, by the time October comes, the rest out of that 1.5 lakh, because 15 lakh appears, 90% give up their hope. Only 1.5 lakh enter into 12th with competitive spirit in mind. And out of that 1.5 lakh, 50% of the student, which means 75,000 students, they give up by the end of 12th. And October, November आते आते उनको लगता है यार बोर्ड करें, competition करें, and simply they actually go into the month of November and December just thinking about boards and not competition. So trust me guys, the competition I have seen over the years is only between the 75,000. And if you are today attending the session, I can bet that you are among that top 75,000 students because you have not given up your hope. You want to achieve this dream, and therefore I would give a 8-week schedule. 8-week is 2 months approximately schedule. How to revise your 11th, because although I have written this revised 11th properly, but I'm going to, in next few slides, I'm going to talk about how to revise this 11th. So let's start with the first plan, which is physics plan. And clearly I have started the preparation with week 1 as very basics, kinematics, projectile, relative motion. And now I would say that there are 2 plans which exist in physics. Whether you can choose to start from waves and sound. So if you have completed your syllabus, so there are many students who have completed their syllabus, so they can start their preparation with waves and sound and SHM. And if you have not completed your preparation, then you should start with week 1, because these are the topics which you can keep on completing along with your syllabus. So 8 weeks, this is how you will follow, and all this PDF will be available to you. You can actually mail us and we'll share the PDF files with you. So obviously anyone who feels that they need to follow this plan can take a snapshot also and download it as an image, and you can paste it in front of your desk. So this plan will complete the entire syllabus, but out of this there are few things which are critical for competitive exams, and I will talk about those topics. So the topics are, the first topic is rotational motion and center of mass and collision. Now center of mass, collision and rotation are considered as one of the most toughest of the topic, and I will just let me just go ahead and based on your request, I'm just removing this so that you can see the week 8 wave, sound and SHM, and I will just come back in minutes of time. So guys, what I was trying to say is center of mass, collision and rotation is extremely important, but if you feel that these topics are extremely tough, then what are important in these topics is in rotation. For example, you don't have to do entire rotation, but if you only focus on moment of inertia, every year there is a question on moment of inertia in JEE Main, and if you only focus on moment of inertia, then also your chance of correcting the questions from rotational motion will be great. So as we progress, and as I will talk with you in another webinar, I will talk about details of physics, that even within the topics, what are the subtopics that you are going to focus. For example, in rotation, you have to just focus on moment of inertia and not the entire moment of inertia, not the entire rotation, if you feel that it is a tough topic for you. And these topics, week 7, week 6, week 7 and week 8, these are the topics which are extremely important from competition perspective, because ये एक तो easy है, these are easy topics, और exam में बहुत ज़्यादा आता है. So the weightage of these topics in exam is extremely high, and therefore I would recommend that you should focus on week 6, week 7 and week 8. And at the end I will share my email ID. I can see a lot of chat there. And what is 1 month preparation? Sonal, obviously this is a 2-month preparation that I am discussing today. And the session being Nitish, I will actually take this half an hour session. Okay. So now week 6, week 7 and week 8 we should follow these, because ये बहुत easy topics हैं और इससे definitely competition में बहुत अच्छा कर सकते हो. Now I will take just one example. Long back, guys. So I think let me just switch on to the entire camp. Long back, I was teaching one batch which was like in the offline center, it was the 4th batch, And typically in the fourth batch, we only prepare students for JEE Mains, and that also only 10% of the student qualify JEE Mains. Now, in that batch, I purposely took because I wanted to understand, is it the motivation level or is it actually the students are not capable of getting into that? I wanted to understand, trust me, because I was myself not a very bright student. So I wanted to understand, and I went into that batch, and I was teaching physics till rotational motion. I knew that it will be very tough for them because mechanics है, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, visualize करना है, and it actually took till rotation. I was trying to convince them that you focus only on chemistry and chemistry till the time rotation is going on, and after that from gravitation till thermal physics, which is thermodynamics, up you can beat even the toppers if you have actually put your basics right and just focus on easy questions and do not actually till rotation do not do very heavy things. And this class followed. What happened was after rotation, suddenly gravitation came, elasticity, viscosity, surface tension, और बच्चों के actually क्या हुआ, these are all chapters which are formula based, and suddenly students started scoring because they were working very hard and the motivation was there because I kept on motivating them throughout the year. And 10 to 15 students out of that went to the first batch at the end of 11th, and out of that 10 students qualified IIT Advance. So guys, I think it is not about, so that day it was very clear to me that it is not about your level. If anyone is tagging you that if you get 55%, even if your parents, teachers, friends, they are tagging you 50% aa raha hai, 60% aa raha hai, 70% aa raha hai, you are not capable, first focus on boards, it is wrong guys, because it is about the motivation. And if you once start believing in yourself, then you can do magic. And that is what this whole webinar is all about, and my experience is all about, that I have actually seen variety of students and it is just a motivation factor, right? So इसलिए ये जो लास्ट के टॉपिक्स हैं क्रिटिकल हैं, इंपॉर्टेंट है एग्जाम के लिए, एंड आई विल जस्ट मूव टू सिमिलर टॉपिक्स इन केमिस्ट्री एंड मैथ्स, राइट? एंड गाइस, ऑल ऑफ यू हु आर चैटिंग, आई विल टेक ऑल योर डाउट्स टुवर्ड्स द एंड, सो प्लीज अभी कम चैट करो, सुन लो और जो पॉइंट्स है लिख लो अपनी कॉपी में, एंड यू कैन आस्क मी टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ दिस वेबिनार. सो दिस वेबिनार आई विल ट्राई टू फिनिश by 9:30, and then we can actually 10 minutes look at the doubts. Okay, so in chemistry there are three parts of it, and chemistry has a beauty that you have organic, inorganic and physical. तो अगर physical खराब हो गया तो inorganic अच्छा कर सकते हैं, inorganic खराब हो गया तो organic अच्छा कर सकते हैं. And chemistry is extremely important because I feel by doing chemistry one can change their whole life and actually end up getting into advanced even if you are not thinking. Again, another example, that one student who came to us, he was from a very local village who could not even speak English or proper Hindi. He was pure talking Haryanvi, and when he came to Vedantu, he had only one feeling, that sir, I want to go into IIT because I want my whole city transformed, because none of these students from my town or village has qualified into IIT. अगर मैं IIT चला गया तो मेरे गांव से बहुत बच्चे IIT जाने लग जाएंगे मुझे देख देख के. And that was his only feeling. And he came in 12th standard. He could not qualify. And then his father was pressuring him to join any other engineering college. We actually tried to convince his father and he took a drop. And that year he said, sir, आप जो बोलोगे वही मैं करूंगा. And I told him that beta, physics and maths will be little difficult for you to score very high. So you should focus only on chemistry. And he entire year, his 60 to 70% energy went into chemistry, and then rest 30 to 40% went into physics and maths combined together. And at the end, he was able to score 80% only in chemistry in JEE Advance. And because of that, he got a 1500 rank. And obviously there is a detailed story of him that he went on, learned, when he went to IIT, he learned English, and then from there he went on to, represent India in Australia. So there, I have seen miracles happening. And therefore, when I say that it can happen with you, it will happen with you if you follow a plan. So here I would recommend that you should actually do week 7. So in chemistry, I'm just going to switch on the cam and show you the chemistry's plan. So in chemistry, if you look at the plan, I have a 8-week plan, And 7 and 8 week is extremely important. You can start with this because general organic chemistry is extremely important. And in fact, 40 to 50% of the questions in JEE Mains and even advanced can be solved if you are extremely good at general organic chemistry. And general organic chemistry is something like inductive effect, resonance, mesomeric effect, and all those SN1, SN2, E1, E2 kind of reactions. So if you master these general organic chemistry, then you have a very fair chance to get into JEE Advanced, and this week 7 and week 8 will be extremely important. Apart from that, chemical bonding is very important, very important. In JEE Mains alone, from this chapter, there are every year 2 to 3 questions out of 30. So chemical bonding is so very important, and it is the basis of all inorganic chemistry. So केमिकल बॉन्डिंग बहुत अच्छा कर लिया तो आपको इनऑर्गेनिक में बहुत ज्यादा पेन नहीं होगा. And of course, chemical bonding, general organic chemistry, and hydrocarbon is extremely important. But you can start, if you already are going ahead with general organic chemistry, you can start with week 1. But I would prefer to start week 7 and week 8 and then move from week 7, week 8, and then you move to week 1. So this is how you should plan. And let me just show you week 8. Week 8 is nothing but hydrocarbons. So if you actually go ahead, जनरल ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री एंड हाइड्रोकार्बन कर लिया तो आपकी ऑर्गेनिक बहुत ज्यादा अच्छी हो जाएगी. एंड केमिस्ट्री इज एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट एज आई हैव बीन सेइंग. सो लेट्स मूव अहेड एंड टॉक अबाउट मैथ्स. नाउ मैथ्स, there are few topics which are extremely important in maths, and the topics which are extremely important in maths are straight line and circles. These are the topics you cannot leave. And in some time, I will also talk about the books which are important for JEE Mains and books which are important for JEE Advanced. So, बस थोड़ी देर आप wait करो, and actually I will talk about the books and then I will take your doubts. So, straight line circles are extremely important. JEE Main में 10 to 12% questions, which means 3 to 4 questions every year are from straight lines and circles. And then obviously the next important topic is progression. Progression is extremely important, and I have seen a lot of questions coming from that. And I'm not saying the others are not important, but these are the topics which you can't leave, and these are the topics must do before moving to your 12th standard. So all these topics that I have mentioned in physics, I have mentioned center of mass, collision, rotation, and week 6, 7 and 8. These are the topics that you should do before entering 12th. Because यहाँ से आपका confidence level will go to another level. मतलब you will increase your confidence level. And in chemistry, chemical bonding, general organic chemistry, and hydrocarbons you have to do before entering into 12th. And in maths, straight line, circles, progression, these are the 3 topics that you must do before entering your 12th. Because ये topics आप leave करके नहीं जा सकते 12th में. तो at least इतना भी कर लोगे तो your confidence will be way ahead of lot of students. And once you are done with step 1, so step 1 क्या था? Revise your 11th properly. So we'll move to step 2. Now step 2 is follow the revision with tests. As I said, every step I have taken one story, and here there was this student and numerous students. So there like I can say countless of students have changed their ranks just because of giving lot of tests. So last year, one student who came to Vedantu, his name is Arjun Murlidhar, and Arjun Murlidhar, he joined our crash course very end of 12th, and he did not join any coaching before that. When he came, he was good, but actually I felt that he should give lot of tests because he was committing few mistakes here and there, and we planned a series of tests for him. So in fact there were only 5 or 6 part tests planned for him. So instead of that, I planned almost like a 15 part test for him, and he gave 20 full tests. And when he joined a crash course, we were expecting somewhere around 3000 rank from him. From there, he moved his rank from 3000 to 521 in JEE Mains, and he did not stop there. He went actually got 328 in JEE Advanced. So JEE Advanced में उसकी रैंक जो है 328 आ गई, and लास्ट के 6-8 महीने के प्रिपरेशन से from a 3000 he went to a 300 rank. And the most of the credit I would give was to test. He was diligently doing tests, and he actually analyzed the test. So definitely I have a separate video on how to give test and analyze the test. I will not go deep into that, but you have to do as many tests as possible, and also it will help your mind to acclimatize to the condition. So one question I'm going to ask, and I will look at the chat, that tell me that have ever till date you have solved 90 questions in a single day? Yes, yo or no? Ever till date have you solved 90 questions, not on test day, but apart from test day, during your preparation, have you solved 90 questions in a single day? Okay, so mix. So I can say lot of yo, lot of no, and honest answer, guys, because I know that 90 question in a single day is very, very tough. It's not easy. So yeah, I'm now moving from the chat. It's extremely tough to solve 90 questions. And just imagine that on a given day, on a test day, when you go and give that test, in 3 hours you have to solve 90 questions. So kya hota hai? It is almost like your brain actually gets an inertial jolt. मतलब आपका ब्रेन स्लो था, धीरे धीरे करने की आदत थी उसको, और अचानक से उसको 90 क्वेश्चन, वो भी 3 घंटे में. So suddenly you are asked, your brain is asked to solve 90 questions in 3 hours, and your brain is not able to adjust to the condition. And this is because, and it is because of this that you commit lot of silly mistake. और घर आके क्या बोलते हो? ओ इतना easy question था, मेरे से छूट गया, और I made a silly mistake. And why you say is because you have not prepared your mind according to the exam condition. And trust me, it is not only preparation, but it is also your preparation of the mind that you should keep on doing. And therefore, I recommend at least one test in a week at home in the exam condition, which means 90 questions mat lo shuru mein. You can take up 45 questions, take 1.5 hours, and try to solve that 45 question in 1.5 hours, and slowly and gradually increase it to 90 hours in 1 week. So 1 week में एक test देना must है, right? And okay, so let's move to another step. So test is done. This is extremely important, and lot of you here in the chat also are asking, and lot of you keep on asking me that what is the right book. And I have taken certain names, although these are not the I would say only book that you should do, because there are a lot of other books in the market. But one thing I'm dead sure, that if you have chosen any book, you should complete that book. Because as a student, I was habituated of purchasing lot of books. रेस्निक हॉलिडे पसंद आई, मैंने वो भी खरीद लिया. इरोडो पसंद आया, मैंने वो भी खरीद लिया. मॉर्सन बॉयड पसंद आया, मैंने वो भी खरीद लिया. But it was all neat and clean, kept in my shelf, and I never touched those books. And most of the students, in fact 99% of the students, they purchase the books because they feel इस book से question मेरे test में आया था. And because of that, you keep on purchasing lot of books, and ultimately it does not help. So what are these right books? Let's go ahead and see. So in physics, H.C. Verma or D.C. Pandey, either of the two books are good, and these books are good for both mains and advanced. So obviously, and actually guys, I have not written a lot of books, so it can be Cengage, it can be anything. So you, as I said, one book but complete it. So this will cover both JEE Mains as well as advanced. So this will cover both. And chemistry mein NCERT is the best book for chemistry. In fact, all the toppers that I have discussed, I have been mentored to rank 1 Sarvesh. I discussed with him. Shubham, I have discussed with him. This year rank 1 Pranav, although I was not, he was a part of the same institute, but I was not a mentor to him. My younger brother was mentor to him. And he also suggested that NCERT is good, but you need to actually read it at least 3 to 4 times. Right? NCERT is very good, but at least you should do it 3 to 4 times. And obviously, every time you should keep on revising. So this is good for mains as well as advanced. And these books, what I have mentioned over here, is good from advanced perspective. So physical में N Avasthi, organic में Himanshu Pandey, and inorganic में VK Jaiswal. These are good books and good for advance, right? And for mains, any objective book is good, right? And DC Pandey, yes, 5 volume set that I'm discussing, not the objective one. So I'm discussing the 5 volume set, which is good for advanced. So either HC Verma or DC Pandey for mains and advanced both. And for mathematics, if you are preparing for main only, then RD Sharma objective or Cengage publication, both are good for main. But if you are preparing for advanced, then these are the books that you need to solve for advanced. So for trigonometry and coordinate geometry, you need to follow SL Loney. This is extremely good and you need to complete the entire book. And for the rest, either Vinay Kumar or SK Goyal, which is Arihant publication, the subjective book, if you are preparing for advanced. So anyone who is preparing for advanced, I recommend lot of subjective solving rather than objective solving, because this is the time of concept building rather than we have to go in depth of the concepts rather than just be superficial. So objective is very good. Objective book solving is very good for mains, but not extremely good for advanced. So if you are in your coaching institute or any tuition center, you are only restricting yourself to objective, then you are not preparing well for advanced. So advanced के लिए subjective करना बहुत जरूरी है, right? And okay, I'm just switching off the cam as requested. So sorry, just a second. Okay, so here actually I just switched off. For advanced, it is very important. SL Loney is the book and you can take a screenshot of that, right? And okay, great. So now moving on to step number 4, guys. Step number 4 is also very important. And I will just, to illustrate that, I will just show you a video which I have kept over here. And this video, if you will look at this video, you will actually find...
You need to know that you can do it in order to push yourself harder. And regarding trusting your teachers, I remember very clearly. During my initial preparation, so I always had faith in my teachers, but I always turned to Anand Sir to try and moderate everything over the different subjects. Because I sometimes would feel that, different teachers have their own expectations. Like they sometimes may not understand that, I have other subjects also to study. So he was like a great help and I had complete faith in him, not just for the subject that I was studying from him, which was physics, but maths and chemistry also.
It's a great point actually. So what you're trying to say is that if we are individually looking at subjects, so every teacher might have an expectation that you should only do my subject and you should score high in my subject. But what is required is someone to take a holistic view on all the three and probably, mix and match that what is the best optimal strategy for you to perform.
Exactly. More than that, it's not about...
So this point I wanted to illustrate, guys, because this point was extremely important in order to get a right mentor and why what it tried to cover. And this student is All India rank 6 in IIT Advanced, and this student Shubham Goyal clearly illustrates the point that although you are studying from 3 different teachers, at your institute you should choose one, because most of the time we go to different teachers for advice and every teacher will give you certain advice basis his or her knowledge about you, and therefore you will be confused at the end what to follow and what not to follow. So therefore I recommend that you should actually just follow a right mentor, and that is very extremely important. Choose them correctly, those who have empathy towards you, those who believe in you. So that mentor is the right mentor, and a right mentor should always believe in you, right? So are you guys excited or not? And if you guys are excited, definitely I would love you guys to subscribe and like this video, and I will move ahead to another point. So are you guys excited? Yo or no? And I hope you are getting certain inputs from us. Okay, great. I can see a lot of you. Thank you. And IIT aspirant is asking, can I crack JEE Advanced in 1 year? So if so, how to do? Definitely I will talk about that. First step is these, right? So the 5th step is also extremely important, and as I move, every point I tell is very important. So step class 12th, मतलब class 12th में जाने से पहले you should actually do few things till step 4, and once you step into 12th, you should step with confidence. And now I have taken certain things which any student who is going into 12th must do before entering into 12th, because अगर ये कर लिया तो you will get a definite advantage in 12th and you will enter 12th with a very high confidence. So here are few points. The first point is, in physics, what troubles most of the student when they enter 12th is they don't know how to find element. And what do I mean by element? For example, in rotation आपने DM mass किया था, DM mass कैसे लेना है? Now mass becomes charge in 12th, and if you are very confident about how to take this DM mass and its application, then you will find it easier to enter 12th, because lot of derivations are there around calculus, and there are lot of derivations. Ring रख दिया, disk रख दिया, उसके द्वारा field निकालना है, force निकालना है, and all these requires lot of integration. And therefore, if not done till now, during the revision and before entering 12th, you should do actually this particular topic, and this will help you in physics tremendously. Now the second thing, already I have taken these 3 points. These are the 3 topics which you should cover before entering into 12th, if not the entire chemistry. So if you feel you can do entire chemistry, you should do that, should be your first priority. But if not, then general organic chemistry, chemical bonding and periodic properties, and redox reaction, because electrochemistry में बहुत सारा redox reaction का question आता है. So redox, chemical bonding, periodic properties, and general organic chemistry, and basic of mole concept, because the first chapter which starts in 12th, which is solutions, have lot of mole concept. So I would also prefer mole concept as something which you should revise before entering into 12th. And maths में coordinate geometry, because the last chapter of maths in 12th, which is vector and 3D, there are a lot of questions which directly is related to coordinate. If you know coordinate, it will help you in vector and 3D, and also it will help you in complex number. Already you have done complex number, but you should revise complex number after you have done coordinate geometry again. So it will definitely help you. So these are the must to do topics before 12th. And definitely अगर ये सारी चीजें कर लेते हो, and 12th में if you enter with confidence, then in 12th only and only focus on 12th, and that I will take another video and talk about that in detail. So guys, moving to the last point, and this is very critical because this happened with me, and I know how critical this point is, that you all should believe in yourself. And why is so very critical point? Because I know that doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. And I really believe in that, because as a student, as I told you, I was a very average student. And a lot of people, including my family members, my teachers, my friends, they did not believe that I could get into IIT. And I barely, struggled to get through my 10th standard and 11th standard. And it was in 12th that I started really working hard, because I started connecting with the 12 topics. I found them easy because they were more formula based. And from there, a journey towards 1500 rank in JEE was something which I feel was a great achievement. And it was just a belief in myself that nobody could snatch it. So दुनिया की कोशिश बहुत होती है कि आपको हमेशा विश्वास दिलाए कि आप में वो, मतलब आप में है ही नहीं वो बात. But trust me, if you believe in yourself, I always felt that मेरा तो हो रहा है IIT, and somehow I went into IIT, and therefore I came into this teaching line ताकि मैं बहुत सारे बच्चों के साथ interact कर पाऊं, उनको बता पाऊं कि this is extremely critical, and if you start believing in yourself, you can create magic. You are magic and nobody else is. तो जब हमने छोटे से जगह में पटियाला में शुरू किया, एक भी आईआईटी का सिलेक्शन नहीं होता था, and today every year there are hundreds of selection from that city into IIT. And I think I don't think we were great teachers, but we were someone who only made students believe. And once you start believing, भले ही आप अपने मेंटर को बात करके, भले ही आप किसी से ही बात करके, आप अगर बिलीव करने लग जाते हो अपने ऊपर, then the rest, everything changes. And this is the most important point. So never let anyone, take that belief from you, right? Promise yourself today, not to me, not to anyone, that nobody can snatch that belief from you. And belief can do magic. I have seen that. मेरे टीचर्स बोलते थे बोर्ड पे ध्यान दो, मेरे पेरेंट्स बोलते थे पहले बोर्ड कर लो फिर जेई करना. But all this is history now, right? And I think I have seen that magic happen over the years and years with so many students who came to us without any belief, and they went to, they went and reached to their potential. It's not about getting into IIT. It's not about top colleges. It's about getting to your potential. And once you get to your potential, then in life, that is the stepping stone. And in life, you will always be confident. And that is what our vision, mission, everything is, to make every student confident about himself or herself, right? So, okay, guys. So I think I will take the rest of the chat at my mail, and I have shared my email ID, which is anand@vedantu.com. If you have any query and anything, you can ask your doubts and queries to me at anand@vedantu.com. And see you soon, guys. Till then, bye-bye and tata, and take care and all the best.